Okay guys, so Hi-Rez just released the patch notes for the upcoming OB39 patch, what we have to expect. This is a video about the extra nerfs coming to us. So we had Barrack nerfed a few weeks back. I made a video about that, how I wasn't too happy with it. And basically the reason I said that was because once you start nerfing one or two of the characters, then you end up nerfing more characters. So this is what I've seen in a lot of games, similar to Paladins, and it's just like, where do they stop? I don't know why they never seem to take a select few, like 2 or 3 characters, and just balance everyone around them. Instead they just nerfs here, nerfs there, couple buffs here, then later down the line another character ends up getting buffed after he was nerfed, and he gets buffed even more than he was before, then there's more arguments. There's never going to be all your player base happy, because people are they're just different skilled. So there's always going to be complaints, and I don't think you should always listen to a load of complaints about this and that. I know Hi-Rez say they're looking at stats and stuff, but the upcoming nerfs, I'm really unsure about how I feel. But let's talk about what changes we have to come. So first of all, let's start with Fernando. So Fernando's had a couple nerfs before anyway. Like, they increased his cooldown on his charge. They said they didn't really want him as someone who can chase down kills. It's fair enough, but now they want to reduce his health again. Now, after they increased the Wrecker perk to a ridiculously high percentage amount, where are front lines really going to sit in this game? Because they seem to keep coming at him. Like, so he's only getting a small health reduction from 5,700 to 5,500. But he's also having his movement speed reduced. Now, I play quite a bit of Fernando. I actually play flank Nando when I'm playing him. I am a huge nuisance to teams. I do chase down people to get that kill, and it's not that easy as it is, especially with the higher cooldown on charge. And now they're reducing his movement speed again. Now he's already slow as it is. And also the minimum cooldown when cancelling shield is being increased 9 seconds. What do they want these frontliners to be? Like, do you want them to just be sitting there and taking damage? Because soon I feel like you're just going to have all teams selecting damage dealers and maybe a couple flankers. Healers are just not going to be needed because there's not going to be frontliners for them to get defended by. But yeah, so Fernando, not quite happy with that. I know Fernando is very strong. He is currently the strongest front line. But I just feel like the movement speed reduction, even though it's a tiny bit, it will make more of a difference than people think, and the extra cooldown and more health reductions. But let's move on to the next one, Kinessa. Now, I'd say 99% of the time, if I see a Kinessa on my team, I'm pretty certain it's going to either be a very hard slog or we've lost, if I'm honest. But it's very rare to get an extremely good Kinessa. You might get lucky and you might have a pro Kinessa in your team one day. I've seen a couple Kinessas which have caused a lot of issues, but it's mainly because they've been working with a friend who's been defending them well enough. But other than that, Kinessa is definitely, in my opinion, the bottom tier pick right now. But they've we'll buffer, we'll reduce the cooldown on transport. Now, let's be honest, from a 12-second cooldown to a 10-second cooldown, is that really going to make much of a difference for her? If you really want to make her viable, make the transporter more instant, make it easier to aim, I don't know, do something, maybe increase her move speed a little bit. But the reducing a cooldown on a skill which is already not that good, in my opinion, to 2 seconds less, is not going to change her at all. But yeah, hopefully they'll do another look at Kinessa soon, because in my opinion that's not going to help anything. But let's move on to the next one. So we got, now this really is the one which I think has annoyed most people, and it's Ying. Now they're reducing the efficiency of one of the cards. They're nerfing it. They're not nerfing it a little bit. They're nerfing it drastically. Like, from the illusion duration is being decreased from 3, 6, 9, and 12. Obviously, that's in line with having 1, 2, 3, or 4 slots to the card, to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a huge difference. Like, it's more than half. I can imagine if they nerfed, like, maybe down to 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm not sure. This is going to make it very difficult. Again, so you're nerfing one of the main frontliners, and you're nerfing probably one of his main healers. This is definitely puts Ying. This definitely puts Grok in the line of being one of the best healers again, and even Maudamba, because Maudamba, funny enough, is actually getting a slight health increase. It's only being increased by 100 from 2500 to 2600. But I played some Maudamba the other day. Unfortunately, I'm not too good at doing damage with him, but he is a huge nuisance with that healing bomb and his right click heal, I must admit. So I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more Maudamba, a lot more Grok. Personally, Grok is my healer of choice anyway, providing your team actually stick together so they can all get healed. But yeah, I think that nerf is a little bit much. It's probably one of the most used cards. That's why they've nerfed it. But I think really Ying's she's gonna lose her top pick as healer for sure. Usually in ranked, Ying is one of the first picks I ever see, but could be a rest in peace for her. But let's move on to the flankers. So 2 flankers received nerfs. Now Eevee. So Eevee has a lot of mixed opinions from certain players. You meet a good Eevee, or even a half-skilled Eevee who's like knows exactly how they're doing, moving around. They are a nightmare. Like the wormhole card, which is being nerfed. Now, in a way, I sort of understand it partly, but on the other hand, I don't, because there's a lot of bad EVs, you know. Now, I use the wormhole card. I have 2 slots allocated for the 4 seconds. You definitely do not need more than 4 seconds. I think 3 seconds is like the perfect timing, because 2 seconds just isn't enough. I find sometimes with the 2 seconds, I teleport in and I can't quite get out, and 3 seconds is perfect for it. But they're nerfing it again half, from 2, 4, 6, 8 to 1, 2, 3, 4, which unfortunately means I will probably have to put an extra slot into it and lose one out of my healing from when I use that skill. So not terrible, but it's not. Eevee's been nerfed before. This will definitely affect her sustenance, because you just won't have her self healing as much. But possibly not the worst nerf brought forward. I would still think that any of the good EVs which play Eevee won't suffer from it too much, but it will affect some of the average players of her. And now the next flanker's got a bit of a nerf, Buck. Now Buck's heroic leap is not getting a slow anymore when it lands. I don't know why they've done that. He's a shotgun character. He's only got 2, like, so he's got his net, which, you know, that's a bit of an aim shot as well. I usually land it myself when I play Buck. Buck used to be one of my favourite flankers. He's got a nice health pool. He's got a self heal, and landing for heroic leap was always nice, especially when you would follow it by a net shot, because you know you pretty much guarantee that kill. And I don't know why they've decided to remove the slow on it. I used heroic leap mainly for escaping, to be honest. So I used to just flank from behind anyway. But it would definitely make more of a difference to some players. I'm very interested to see how much difference it makes. I've come across a few good Bucks which have been using the leap to a lot of effectiveness. They've pumped in, I can't remember the name of the card, but it gives it a lot more power. But without that slow, pretty sure a good Buck will be able to use their net shot enough anyway. I use a high cooldown build when I get eliminations, so I can use all my skills anyway. But again, probably something which won't do too much of a difference, but it can be annoying for guys who main buff. But let's move to some other characters which have actually received a buff other than Kinessa. I didn't put the Kinessa buff in this section, so I thought it was that lame, and I don't really think it's much of a buff. But let's move to some of the real buffs which are coming, which is now Makoa. It's getting a little damage increase from 600 to 650. This is quite good. I'm actually quite happy with this one. I like playing Makoa a lot. There's been times where I've hooked enemies, I've got that first shot after the hook, I've chased them down with a couple more shots, and they've walked away with like 100 health left, maybe not even that, and that always winds me up. So yeah, nice little buff, but unfortunately with all these nerfs, is he going to end up getting nerfed in the future after the update? You never know. I just don't know where they think what direction that Hi-Rez are trying to go in right now. And then I already spoke about the Maldamba buff. As we know, he got 100 health buff, nothing major. Could help him a little bit. A couple issues. They fixed an issue with Charlene. Apparently there was an issue where ground was healing for less than it should have at all the ranks it can be selected at. So they fixed that. And Bomb King apparently had an issue where Jolt was very inconsistent on knockbacks. Now I can definitely agree with that. I had very inconsistent knockbacks. I don't play Bomb King much, but I definitely had issues with the knockbacks with Bomb King. So I'm glad they fixed that. Well, they say they did. You never know. So we will also be getting a lot of cosmetics, which I'll be doing in another video, as this one was just about a bit of a rant really about all these nerfs. I'd like to know your own opinions. I've seen some of the Reddit forums myself. I really think they need to stop going down this road. I've seen it happen before. The nerfs here, nerfs there, a couple random buffs here, and where did these come from? Like, I'm pretty sure no one really asked for a buff in Makoa. Like he's a front line. He's not really meant to be the kill confirmed character. He brings them in, he gets a couple good shots, and then the damage dealer should finish him off. But we'll see what goes on after this patch, after Christmas. Personally, I think there's going to be more nerfs coming, which I really do not want to see. But we can only see what Hi-Rez has in store for the future. So keep an eye out for the Christmas video when the skins come out. I'll do a skin showcase like I did for Halloween. A couple nice looking skins, but we'll talk about them then. See you later, guys, and I shall see you for the next video. Thanks.
Victory. Good.